Let me just 1 minute while I get into character.
This is. Did you? That was a poop noise. You just went.
You never know when you need things. We don't have like a switchboard, like a sound effects board thing.
Oh, so you're gonna do it for us?
Maybe.
Can you give me a fricka
I'm trying to get into. We're just trilling our way into character, loosening up.
Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper. Peter.
I don't know that was correct even the first time.
I never really have understood how to say that correctly. So,
well,
let me tell you, madam.
This is the story.
All about how my
life has been flipped and turned upside down straight onto its head, actually.
Yes, precisely what I was thinking.
Yes. So, hi, hello,
and welcome
to the Sweating Palms podcast. My name is Jenna Hamilton, and similar to the MTV character with the same name, I am exceptionally awkward. What are we?
What?
Oh, right. We're a podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've decided to embrace my awkward existence, sense of humor, and cackling laugh and awkward silences to bring forth a podcast that explores humanity through mainly vulnerability and also mainly humor.
Yes.
Yes, also mainly.
Excellently summarized.
Yeah. So the goal of this podcast is bring people together through stories that will make your palms sweat. Cringeworthy mishaps, embarrassing moments, falling in love, true crime, ghost stories, mainly embarrassing stories, I survived stories, all sorts of stories. If it makes our palms sweat, it's game on.
It's fair game.
Fair game.
Very nice.
So we're going to start this off here. Who are you?
I'm Montana.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I am participating in this wonderful escapade that we are on.
Was I supposed to get you a trophy?
A participation medal would have been nice, but that's okay. I have not yet earned it, perhaps.
I think you've earned it.
That's very nice of you.
The brains behind the editing magic, and also he put a pillow behind my back and got me all set up with my little weird table thing that I have in front of me now.
We should certainly take a picture.
We should definitely take a picture.
Post it somewhere.
Did you like that clap I put in there for you?
Yeah, no, it was that was perfect. Well done. Yeah.
I remember things.
Good.
You know what? The people who are listening are going to have no idea what we're talking about. They'll be like, a clap? What clap? That's part of that editing magic I was talking about. Editing magic, you say? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is this program that we record through that somebody needs to edit because this would be a shit show otherwise.
Let me go ahead and...
Were you cutting off my weird monologue I was doing? Do not dare cut this out. It is gold. Okay.
Maybe it could be premium content.
Oh, premium content. If you'd like premium content, you have to pay for it. Goodness.
It's usually how those things work, yeah.
It's premium. Like premium Snapchat or OnlyFans, but for podcasting, not nudes.
Is that all Snapchat is really for? Temporary nudes?
Snapchat Premium.
I see.
So, anything you care to share today? We're going to start out by getting things off our chest.
You know, I don't think I have much to share. I'll have to give this some thought. But you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have much either. I was thinking about it, but not much has happened because, I'm back to working at home for a little bit.
Oh, that's a big development, actually.
Yes, it is. And it's been so great. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it.
I think we're all just fucking over the COVIDs.
Yeah.
I for sure am.
Yeah, I agree.
But here we are, making the best of it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, how about you? Anything?
Well, I guess I've also been somewhat affected by the COVID recently in that instead of working at my desk at my job, I am now rolling around in my truck, working out of my truck.
That sounds uncomfortable.
You know, and the laptop, my work laptop is unnecessarily big, and it's very difficult in my tiny little work truck to work on the laptop. I actually worked here outside the house.
For like a good hour and a half. I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
Well, I have a respect for the people who can work from home and have children, because if I stayed in the house, nothing would have gotten done.
Yes.
So I had to leave.
I relate to that.
Yes, I know.
Weird. God.
Yeah, so that's what's been on my mind, I guess, that good work to all the people who are able to work from home and also keep their children alive.
Amazing.
Well done to all of you people.
Proud of you all.
Including you. Well done.
Thanks. I mean,
they're still alive.
They are still alive, and I still think they're cute, which I think at this point is an accomplishment all its own.
Yeah, it's a testament to their cutability, I suppose. Is that a word? I'm going to go with it.
Yeah. I think that's good. Cutability.
Cutability. Good.
Okay. I think each episode so far you've made up a new word.
It's my thing. It's my cameo. That's not a correct use of that word.
No.
That's why I make them up. I don't know real ones.
I don't know real words, so I think that's a good way to do things. Like,
I thought so.
I just this show's like the clapper at this point.
Yeah, well.
Montana's discovered a trick where when we need to edit something, we just give a little clap and then he'll be able to see where it needs to be cut at.
Yeah, I can already tell that it's going to be extremely convenient.
In the meantime, I shall be known as the Clapper.
Sounds like a supervillain.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yes.
So now that we've gotten that off our chest, I suppose we get into stories. I heard that you got a good one this week, huh?
I don't know what happened there.
I think I had a stroke.
Yeah. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't scared. That's a very regular thing there. So.
Okay, well, I'm fine. It's fine. Everyone's good. I love the clapping.
Okay. I'm so glad. Would you like me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I done heard you had a good one this week.
Sorry, it was slightly distracted.
It's okay. I'm used to it. I'm so congested. He's looking for his story. He found it just now.
I did.
What's your story? Is it from Reddit?
It is from Reddit. The gold mine of all embarrassing stories, it seems.
Yes.
So I've talked to some people about telling me their most embarrassing moments.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, they're not so eager to share.
Really? I had the same thing with somebody at work not wanting to share their I survived story.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
well,
it turns out people don't care to relive some of the worst or scariest moments of their lives.
I know. Very strange.
It's really weird. I do it every night.
It makes me, when people are reluctant to tell me their story, it makes me want to know so much more.
I just want to know.
Like, what could it possibly be?
Like, it's got to be good.
It's got to be. And then if it's not,
it's just so disappointing.
Such
They're like,
a
one time, my fly was undone and I almost went out in public like that. What? That's not embarrassing.
I have to say that no, never mind. I've definitely been caught with my fly down. I don't even know why I was thinking that I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
Like once a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
just thought you preferred it that way. Like you needed a breeze or something. So I just don't tell you anymore.
What? I needed to breathe?
Maybe you just needed a breeze.
Yeah, sometimes you got to air it out.
Gotta let the boys breathe, you know? So I just
Why do you know that? That's very...
I mean, I just imagine that if I had boys that they also would like to breathe.
Okay. I don't... You're not wrong. That's all I have to say about that.
But you have a story, do you not?
I do, yes.
Okay, cool.
It is from, oh boy, what I think is Baby Lottie B.
Oh.
But baby is BBY.
BB.
So maybe it's BBY Lottie B. I don't know.
Maybe it's B-by.
B-by. BBY. Anyway. The title...
Maybe it's B-boy.
The title is Naked and Afraid? ?
Ooh, isn't that the name of a show?
It is the name of a show. Have you seen that show?
I mean, no, I haven't watched any shows ever.
I would recommend it.
Okay.
It's good viewership for, I don't know, maybe an episode or two at least.
Oh, all right. What are aren't they just like naked and it's like Survivor, but they're nude?
Kind of. They have to survive a certain amount of time with a total stranger, but you both start out naked.
Oh, so it's like the Bear Grylls thing, except they're not as experienced as Bear Grylls and they're naked.
Right. And I do think it's slightly harder because they don't have shoes or nothing.
That does sound hard.
Yeah, it would be bad. And they're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes the whole time.
Oh,
Rachel, a big fan of that show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go be naked and afraid with Rachel. Oh. They're going to listen to that.
I can't wait.
Why do I talk?
Yeah, you and my stepmom running around together naked in the woods.
Frolicking.
Oh, frolicking.
Setting up picnics and putting on nails and lashes. It'd be a good time. Freeing.
I don't think you understand how the survival thing works.
I think that's exactly how it works. Isn't that what people do when they're like trying to survive?
They put on nails and do pop-up picnics?
Yeah, and frolic.
And frolic.
Lots
You're
of
right.
frolicking.
A lot of frolicking.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Okay. I'm really at a loss of words here.
Aren't you excited to go camping?
Yeah, that should be good. It'll be our first camping ever experience together.
So much frolicking.
Oh man, I can't wait. I'll bring my best frolicking shoes.
I'll bring the picnic blanket.
Perfect. Okay, so Naked and Afraid. It starts like this. I lived with my sister, her husband, and kids from January to August this year. It was really fun and a great experience, except for this moment I remember for the rest of my life.
Ooh.
The house was a big rectangle, all bedrooms and one bathroom to the right, living room middle, kitchen, and garage left.
Okay.
A lot of details given here.
Is that kind of like this? No. Yes?
All bedrooms and one bathroom to the right?
I mean, off to one side, and then the living room's in the middle, and then the garage and the kitchen's on the other side. That's like this house.
Oh, I didn't really realize that, I guess.
Huh. Connecting the dots. This is his story.
I used to stay up really late talking to my now husband on the phone. I would also chronically, lazily, forget to bring PJs to the shower with me. Normally this wasn't a problem, as I would shower so long after they had gone to sleep, I'd just tiptoe back to my room. No big deal. One night, I'm in my towel tiptoeing back to my room when I see the kitchen light on. I run and turn it off, and am running back in the dark when I hear my BIL, which, by the way,
brother-in-law.
Took me a long time to know what that meant. I stared at it for a solid 10 seconds to try to figure out what that was.
My butt's really falling asleep. Excuse me while I adjust myself into a more comfortable and luxurious position.
Oh, okay. Are you comfy?
No, hold on.
Okay.
Continue.
Fantastic.
What's the brother-in-law doing?
See, my shower ending reminding me... What?
You're having a stroke now.
I know. Oh, see, my shower ending reminded my sleeping brother-in-law that he left the garage open. So instead of, I don't know, doing something reasonable, I run. I run in my towel outside.
What?
I am so afraid of him seeing me in a towel. I'm willing to be locked outside in a weird neighborhood in a towel with no phone, no key, all night. Until what? The morning? So I run through the garage to the front porch. She's obviously flustered. My brother-in-law obviously heard the garage entrance shut when I ran, so he chased me thinking I was a robber.
Oh my God.
Oh man, this is terrible. He catches me on the porch and I scream, "I'm naked!"
Oh my God.
There was also 2 neighbors outside, so that's cool.
Oh my God. What? Like, I feel like the time to say that is maybe before you run out of the house.
Right.
Like, just say that, like, "Hey, I'm naked."
Yeah.
But then afterwards be like, "I'm naked." Like,
I think it's hilarious that your first thought is, I need to run.
I can just
Like, I just need to escape this scenario.
right out of this house. Can't
Just
handle
right
it.
out. And then, of course, he thinks that someone's breaking in or something and chases her down.
God.
Oh, man, it's so good. She says, needless to say, family breakfast was the worst thing ever the next morning. Why don't brains function under panic?
I mean,
And
I'm kidding.
That's the
so
story.
Oh, that's a good one.
I liked that one. I had a good chuckle when I read it.
I think it's funny that, like, yeah, that is a good one. I really like that. Especially because, like, it would have just been one thing for it to end at, like, oh, so, like, I left the house and I was just going to go, like, around or whatever. But then for it to be like, he heard me and started chasing me. Like,
I know. And she has to yell, "I'm naked." Because, mind you, he catches her first, right?
right.
Thinking she's some sort of robber.
Like a robber in a towel? Because you would think he'd be like, what is this person who I'm chasing
Well,
doing?
I guess that's true. Yeah. And it's dark, I guess. And you're not really thinking, you're just... I imagine she probably, before he actually reached her, like, turned around and screamed, "I'm naked." I don't even know how you could explain that at family breakfast.
That's really funny, though. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that one. So thank you for sharing. Username who I have to be honest, I already forgot.
That's all right. BBY.
Yes, BBY. Thank you for sharing.
All I can think is like, BB, why did you do that?
BBY.
BBY. Why did you leave the house like this? Destiny's Child told us not to leave the house without no clothes on.
She did?
Yeah, I mean, Destiny's Child is 3 women, but yes.
Who are the 3? Beyonce is one, right?
Yeah, and like Kelly and the other one.
Oh, so sorry, the other one.
I know.
Man, brutal.
It's like Michelle. Huh? I don't know.
Does she
say
her
if we
name
ever
like
have
that?
listeners,
Michelle.
if we ever have listeners, they will let us know. Also, Google could tell us, but
I'm not that motivated.
I feel like I get one good Google per episode, and I'm just, I just feel good about letting you know that Destiny's Child did in fact have 3 members.
Okay, well, perfect.
Okay. But they told us not to leave the clothes. Wait, what?
Not to leave the clothes?
Don't leave the house without no clothes on. You nasty.
Don't leave the clothes with no house on?
Yeah, that too.
I see. Do you have a story for us?
I have a story for us, and it's a little bit different, so that we aren't doing, consistently just the same types of stories each time. Mine is a sweaty palm story of a different variety.
I'm very excited about this, by the way. You were very secretive in your planning.
You don't get to know about my story until I'm ready, okay? No, wow. So my story this week is an I survived story. It is also like it's just kind of a real effed up story.
Oh,
and
boy.
It's very interesting and full of lots of things. You see my 4 pages of loose leaf notes.
Yes, one of which you tore in half.
Shh, it was an accident. It was an accident. Please excuse me while I ruffle papers. And situate myself accordingly. Okay, All right. Oh, God, my fucking ass is asleep. Oh, we're still recording. Okay. So, I know how much you love whales.
I do love whales.
I know. You know what else I know how much you love?
What?
Sailing.
I love sailing too, yeah.
And the ocean.
And you're going to ruin all 3 of those things in one go?
Yes.
Great.
This, my darling, is the story of a man from Nantucket.
Actually?
Yeah, actually, I know. I was joking about this earlier, but it really is a story about a man from Nantucket.
I need you to back up. There is actually a place called Nantucket.
Yes, Nantucket, Massachusetts.
I really did not know that. Like, I've always heard the song about a man from Nantucket.
Mm-hmm.
But to know it's a place. Where did you say it was?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Is that the same state with Boston?
Yeah, Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. I wonder how far from Boston it is.
Well, I'm guessing that Nantucket is right on the water.
Given your story.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
So this is the story of the Essex whale ship. So it was the Essex was an American whaler out of Nantucket, Massachusetts. It set sail in 1820 with Captain Pollard, who was 29, and his the first mate dude. That's what they're called, right?
Yeah, first mate.
Yeah, that guy. His name was Owen Chase. He's 23, and this is a 20-man crew. So there's 21 men total when they start. So
this 29-year-old is the captain of a...
He was the youngest of the captains up to that point.
I see. And he mans a
20-man crew.
That's got to be a huge sailing boat.
Well, it's a whaling.
Oh, whaling boat.
I'll get into it. So the Essex was an old ship and was coined very lucky. It was small for a whale ship. It was 88 feet in length. It had 4 whale boats on board, each of them approximately 28 feet, and they had 1 spare below deck, I guess. I don't know how that works, but, I just do what it tells me. So this trip, when they set out from Nantucket, was expected to take 2.5 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be out at sea, or they're not coming back to Nantucket for 2.5 years.
Yeah, this whole trip that they're taking, this whaling trip, is supposed to take 2.5 years.
That's crazy.
Yes. Well, 2 days into this trip, they were hit by a squall, which is I'm guessing wind or a storm. Do you know
what a squall is?
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with the wind. Abnormal wind. Is this your one Google per episode?
This is my Google. Here we go. Okay, Google. What is a squall?
Here's the definition of squall. A sudden violent gust of wind or a localized storm, especially one bringing rain, snow, or sleet.
Okay, so a windy storm.
A rapidly developed storm.
Yes. So they were hit by a squall, which knocked the beam ends and nearly sank the ship. 2 days in.
In this 2-year trip.
In this 2.5 year trip.
Nope, that's where you turn around and go back.
They nearly sank. 2 of the whaling boats on board were destroyed. Another one was damaged, and Pollard wouldn't turn back.
It's only 2 days.
You know, that really sets him back from his goals of his
48 hours?
You know? Yeah, so...
That is not a good call, Captain.
So 2 weeks later, as they're continuing their journey, for whatever, like the conditions just weren't right. Everything was moving kind of extra slow. And so the crew started like kind of joking about like, these are like bad omens. And after that, things looked up for a while. The conditions got a lot better. It was smooth sailing until like about a year later, things got a little bit worse. So they had like docked somewhere, and one of their crew members deserted, which sucked, which is like, it's really common apparently for like whalers to just like desert.
Right. I mean, I imagine it's a pretty tough job.
But it sucked for Pollard because the whale boats required 6 sailors on each boat, which meant that with that one less crew member, they were left with only 2 to like man the Essex, which was just not enough. So, and then when they were out there, they had realized that like the whale population was like severely depleted. And so they're like, well, we heard about this place that has like a bunch of whales, but it's 2,500 nautical miles southwest from here.
Dang.
So they're like, let's just do it. And it's a huge distance, and they get there, and this is where the bullshit starts. Okay?
This 2,500 nautical mile detour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because like throughout this time that they'd been gone, they were throughout this year and the first 2 days of their ship being totally like messed up, they needed to do some repairs, and they needed to prepare for this, you know, adventure that they were on. And they needed food. So they head to the Galapagos Islands, and while they're there, they take 300 Galapagos giant tortoises for food on Espanola Island. They head to Floriana Island and take 60 more Galapagos tortoises.
How big is a Galapagos tortoise?
Galapagos tortoise? It's so funny you should ask. So each of these tortoises weighed between 1 to 800 pounds.
Dang. I've never had tortoise. Wonder what it tastes like.
Apparently they loved it.
Really?
I mean,
how many did they grab?
360.
Oh my gosh.
And they kept
for
them
a crew of 20?
Yeah.
Jeez.
They kept them alive on board, and they would let some of them roam around on the deck.
That is so much weight.
And so what's really shitty, so like that's just a huge amount, like you'd said.
Right.
To just take these tortoises, which are like, I don't know, that makes me sad. But what's worse is that they thought they could survive 1 year without food or water. They thought those tortoises could survive 1 year without food or water.
They must have been mistaken then.
They were mistaken. They were actually slowly starving to death over the course of a year.
That's terrible.
It was really terrible. So the next level to this bullshit was that on Floriana, one of the crew members named Thomas, I'm going to say Chappelle. Thomas Chappelle pulled a really funny joke. So basically, he decided that it would be really funny to pull this prank and start a fire on the island. And the fire pretty quickly got out of control and like completely took over the whole island. They had to evacuate. They could see for like 2 days off into the distance, they could see the glow.
What is wrong with
the
them?
Entire island up in flames. He admitted to it 2 days later after Pollard said that he would seek vengeance on whoever started it. So he was scared and he admitted to it.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, even worse, years later, sailors visited and it was a total wasteland, and it caused the near extinction of the Floriana tortoise and the Floriana mockingbird. So they're just like fucking shit up as they go.
Yeah. Well, now I feel like these bad omens are bad karma.
You know,
right?
It's just, this is literally...
What is wrong with people?
It's a crazy story. So they're in their new place, whaling, and it's still not like going so well. Once they finally start seeing some whales, they're not catching them. They're pretty much just getting fucked up by these whales.
The whales are winning? That makes me so happy.
They are not catching any. A few of them damaged the boat, and then once two of the whaling boats harpooned a whale, and they were dragged off into the horizon by this whale.
Off into the horizon?
Away from the Essex.
And just like never to be seen again?
Oh no, they had to like cut their harpoons.
Oh, okay.
But my favorite part of this is what they call that.
Okay, what?
They call it a Nantucket Sleigh Ride.
A Nantucket Sleigh Ride is when you harpoon a whale and it just drags you wherever it wants. That would be terrifying. I've gone fishing before and have had a little bit of a bigger fish on my line, and that's scary, right?
Just a whole ass whale.
A whole ass, like, what are they, 10 tons?
I mean, they're big.
Tens of thousands of pounds. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So, and then we come up on, a really important part of this story. So Chase, the first mate dude, he was repairing some damage to the whaling boats. And when the crew spots an abnormally large bull sperm whale.
Those are huge.
85 feet in length. And it was apparently acting really weird. So it was sitting motionless at the surface and facing the boat. And then suddenly it starts toward the boat, picking up speed with shallow dives.
Oh, that's a pissed whale. That's what that is.
And it hits the boat.
Holy shit.
It dives down and surfaces right next to the Essex. And it's motionless again. And they presume that it's stunned.
Yeah, well, it just rammed into the side of a boat head on?
This 80-foot boat. And
well,
this is an
85-foot whale.
Mm-hmm.
That would be terrifying.
Terrifying. So this whale is sitting here motionless. And the captain, he thinks about harpooning it, but he doesn't because this whale is so close to the rudder. He doesn't want to be stranded so far away from land.
Okay.
If he can't, if it starts like thrashing around or whatever.
Right.
So the whale actually just starts swimming away about several hundred yards away and turns back and faces the boat again.
Oh, shit. Probably should have harpooned it.
It charges again and swims about. It's heading straight toward the bow of the ship. It pushes the boat backwards and the boat starts sinking.
Dang.
Crazy.
That is incredible.
Incredible. So this is when Owen Chase, the
first mate,
I keep wanting to say co-pilot.
He's not. No.
I know
mate.
better.
First
the
mate.
first mate. He says, "Yar, the captain's boat was the first that reached us. He stopped about a boat's length off, but had no power to utter a single syllable. He was so overpowered by the spectacle before him. He was, in short time, however, enabled to address the inquiry to me. 'My God, Mr. Chase, what is the matter?' I answered, 'We've been stove by a whale.'"
Stoved by a whale.
We've been stove by a whale.
Which is
just my favorite quote.
I just want to remind you that is a 23-year-old man.
We've been stove by a whale.
I think that is fantastic.
Yeah, I guess it could have been said in a more, sir, we've been stove by a whale. but I liked the more like nautical-y sound.
Stoved by a whale.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, that was well done. I
Thank
liked
you.
it.
Thank you.
Perfect pirate voice.
Thank you. So, the Essex sank.
Yeah, so it's gone.
It's gone. And they're about 2,000 nautical miles from South Africa. They grabbed what supplies they could off of the Essex, and we have 20 men in 3 boats, or I'm sorry, 21 total men, I believe. No, 20, because one of them left. 20.
Okay.
20 men in 3 whale boats. And basically we have, why can I never remember how to actually say his name? We have Pollard in one boat, his first mate Chase in another boat, and a man named Hendrick in the 3rd boat.
Must be the second mate.
Sure. I mean, yeah. So those were like kind of the main names that we have there. And then
triple threat.
The rest of the men are divided between those 3 boats, but those are the 3 main guys. So the food and those are the 3 main guys. The boats, they had to like grab like makeshift supplies from the Essex as it was sinking to make masts and stuff for like that for these whale boats.
It's clever. I'll give them that.
Yeah. So
that's what you get for setting a fucking entire island on fire.
Well, yeah.
Full of diversity, and then poaching all the turtles from it.
Oh,
or tortoises,
this gets far worse. We are not close to this being over yet.
Bring it.
Okay. So first of all, these whale boats were damaged already and not made for long voyages at all. So there were a lot of little leaks and general disrepair.
Yeah, so maybe not meant for entire ocean dwelling.
Exactly. Also, the food and water that they were able to save from the Essex was rationed, but it was already rationed before the ship sank. Kiki bitch.
You dumb cat.
He's so cute though. But now the stuff that they had retrieved from the ship, it was soaked in seawater. But they still ate it, even though they knew it would increase their thirst and further dehydrate them.
Well, gotta eat, right?
This food lasted them 2 weeks. And within that 2 weeks, they began drinking their own urine and rinsing their mouths with salt water.
Oh, gross.
They did take a couple turtles with them, but obviously because of their size, they could not take like 10 of them.
Right.
So it's 1 month later, and just as people started dying from starvation and dehydration, they literally within hours reached an uninhabited island called Henderson Island. Pretty quickly, they found a freshwater spring on the beach. They gorged themselves on birds and crabs, eggs, pepper grass, and all that lasted them an entire week.
Wow.
Before they basically exhausted the island's resources, and they were like, yeah, we got to get out of here.
What is wrong with these people?
So many things. I'm not sure.
Straight destruction wherever they go.
Well, and they were very cautious. It took them so long to get to an island because they did not want to go to any of the nearby islands from where the Essex had sunk, because there were rumors of cannibalism on those islands.
Oh, I see.
So they're like, we're not going to go here. We're going to sail farther on. And they were able to save some navigation tools. So that was cool.
Good for them.
So, they decided they had to leave, but three of the crew decided to stay behind, and about a year later, they were rescued. So now we have 17 people in between these 3 boats, still with the same captains on each one.
So none of the 3 that stayed were those 3, our 3 main characters.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm following.
And there are tons of, I could have gone more into the names of all these people, but I think it would have got a little confusing.
Yeah, and cumbersome.
Yes.
I'm having a hard time remembering
just
the 3.
Just keeping track of Pollard and...
What is it, Chase?
Chase.
And then the mystery man, the second mate.
Oh, yeah.
We'll call him Bob.
I think I wrote his name down somewhere else. He's
Until
not,
then, he is Bob.
let's just keep going, maybe.
Okay.
So there are 17 men between these 3 boats, and within 3 days, they went through the entire stockpile that they had saved from Henderson Island.
They are not good at rationing.
And they begin to die. Now, the first two men who passed were sewn into their clothes and buried at sea, as was tradition. But the third was kept on board, and after a brief discussion, the men resorted to cannibalism.
Oh, I was really hoping it was not going in this direction.
You know,
so sick. I don't know if I could do it. I guess I don't. You don't know until you're there, right?
I mean, at this
Starving
point,
to death on a ship.
it's been over a month that they've been shipwrecked or whatever,
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I would be a cannibal in that situation. I mean, they're already dead, right?
Yeah, that's true. And you don't know if you're going to survive, and you want to survive. So you're going to, it's not like.
At what point do you just give up?
I mean,
a freaking 85-foot whale put you in the ocean.
Yeah. And I just think it's kind of funny that they stayed away from those islands that were nearby to avoid cannibalism and then resorted to cannibalism.
Yeah, there's some definite irony in there.
I'm living for it. And cannibalism is, obviously not ideal.
Yeah.
I think it is fascinating.
It's so disturbing.
It is. And it's very unfortunate that any of these people were put through that.
I don't know how you could ever psychologically recover from that.
We're just going to keep going because we get into some of that.
Okay.
Oop, not too deep because this is a pretty long story. Sorry. I ripped my paper in half.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. So then our friend, Thomas the Pyro Chappelle.
Yes.
He was also kept, so they ate him too.
Okay. Well, he got what he deserved.
Yeah. I just thought I would give it like an update on what happened to Mr. Pyro, friend of ours.
Yeah.
Hendrix was the name of the third boat. Or, the third captain.
Oh, right.
Or I'm going to call them all captains now because they all each have
Yeah,
their own boat.
yeah.
You know what I'm getting at.
I'm with you.
So Hendrix's boat was separated from the trio of boats, and the remaining 3 men that were on that boat were never seen again.
Wow, they're just gone. I mean, surely they're dead.
Well, yeah, and quite a few years later, I guess, some other sailors had come upon this island where there was an abandoned whaling boat, and there were bones inside of 3 remains found inside. So they suspect that was them.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Which also probably tells us that they were dead before they reached shore.
Right. They just, over time, made it there.
Yes. Pollard's boat, because people were still dying, and eventually they all decided that they would start sacrificing people. And so they would draw lots, and whoever drew the short stick kind of thing.
You're the one getting eaten?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So people aren't dying fast enough?
And then they would take lots on who would be the person to kill the sacrificee. Yeah. After some time, it came down to, on Pollard's boat, it was just Pollard and a man whose last name is Ramsdell. They survived by gnawing on the bones of their shipmates and sucking the marrow out of their bones.
Oh.
So to recap at this point we have 2 boats left. We have Pollard's boat that has 2 people. We have Chase's boat that has 3 people on it. 7 of the men have been eaten.
Oh my goodness.
And there are 5 remaining.
Can I just say what a wonderful call it was for the 3 men who stayed on the island and got rescued a year later?
I mean, really, and just weren't just total gluttons of resources. They must have made it work.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, crazy. So after 89 days at sea, Chase's whaleboat was picked up by a British vessel called Indian, and they were rescued.
Yes, I was really pulling through for the first mate year.
93 days of being at sea, Pollard's boat was picked up by another Nantucket whaler called the Dauphin. And these two men were so dissociative that they didn't even notice the ship when it was right next to them. And they were so terrified when they did notice. They weren't like happy or relieved or anything like that. What they did was they grabbed the bones and started shoving them in their pockets. And so something that I saw on Reddit was that they stuffed the bones into their pockets and sucked the marrow out of them, like once they were rescued.
Oh, wow.
And they would attack people who tried to stop them.
Yeah, you'd be a nutter at that point. Like,
yeah,
you're not recovering for a while. Because, like I don't know exactly where they were. It sounds like they were kind of bobbing up and down different coasts or whatever. But it's basically a desert. Like in the middle of the ocean when there's nothing around, there's nothing for you to drink. There's I kind of would like the experience of being on the ocean and not being able to see land in any direction. That would be so strange to me. Like as far as your eye could reach.
Yeah.
And you're just floating for months, days. And in the meantime...
And you're dehydrated and starving. You've had to resort to cannibalism. Like the amount of trauma alone that they'd experienced is just insane.
I don't know if I would want to live.
I mean...
Like, I think that certain people have, like, just a strong will to survive. I would have been one of the ones that I'd be like, you can eat me next. I'm done with this.
Here's the thing. All 8 of the surviving men went to sea again after.
What?
All 8 of them.
I mean, I think it's a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
If that's what you know. I don't know though. If I were eating people, I don't know if I could go back out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All of them did though. And
whaling or different roles?
I would imagine maybe different role. It just says that all 8 of them went out to sea again after this.
Jeez,
but Pollard, in particular, he ended up captaining another ship that was wrecked on its first voyage.
He is a terrible captain.
Then he joined a merchant vessel that also like soon after wrecked. So he was deemed just super unlucky and he was forced into retirement.
Yeah. The sea doesn't want you.
It's just rejected.
Can I just go on? Like he must have had like a rich uncle or something.
Yeah.
Let me just say, if I'm going to sea, okay, and I want the 75-year-old man who refers to the sea as his mistress. That's who I want, right? Because
not the 29-year-old,
not the 29-year-old. No, I'm taking old man Jenkins with his one eye.
This, yar.
Yes, yar. I'd be like, Captain, we're headed north. He's like, arr, don't listen to the compass. Listen to the wind and the waves.
I just need to listen to me heart.
I go where the sails tell me to go. That's the guy I want because he's been sailing all this time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So another interesting thing about this story, this is the story that was the inspiration for Moby Dick.
Really?
It is.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
So Moby Dick is based off of a real story. Old Captain, what is it, Ahab? Yeah. I've not actually read Moby Dick.
I haven't either.
I am going to put that on my to-do list.
Yeah, now that you have some backstory for it.
Yeah, and I think it would be a little more interesting of a read.
Yeah, and this also, I feel really bad kind of talking about this, and it's like in such a as a form of entertainment, and I feel like it seems like that. I just think it's fascinating.
It is fascinating, and also there's no way I can make it through that.
It's incredible.
I have to do something with this uncomfortable energy. 93
days. Like that alone is insane that somebody would survive 93 days just like winging it. Just living on a prayer.
I know. Well, that guy, what was his name? Pollard. He must have like made a deal with the devil or something.
You know,
I don't know what is going on with that guy, but.
And for 8 of them to survive, like the 3 who were on the island and the 5 who were continued on in the whaleboats, it's just insane. And I'm like, and I could not ever even imagine, there was so much more to the story. I could not go into all of it. But I could not imagine having to do half the things that they had to do to survive.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And being able to keep it together, I think, as well as they did in some cases. Like, okay, instead of just like, we're going to plot to, I mean, who knows? Probably this did happen too. Like, oh, we've got to kill this person so we can eat. But instead of doing that, ultimately they were like, okay, someone has to sacrifice themselves. Like, let's just make it fair. And let's, you know, and
this would
not
make
just
a great
anyone's
movie.
Oh, there's multiple books and movies about this.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, actually, in my research, I came across, I think there's a book. I think this was first a book.
That's not Moby Dick. Right?
Mentioned. Yeah, there have been multiple books. Yeah. But it's called In the Heart of the Sea. And I'm pretty sure that was a book. And then, who is it? Chris Hemsworth?
Thor?
Yeah, Thor.
Is in the heart of the sea?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if it came out or if it's going to come out or what the deal is, but I saw a clip on YouTube from December 2019 that has them talking about the movie.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's a definite must-see, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely go and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it'll be depressing.
I mean, it has Chris Hemsworth in it, so it can't be that depressing.
Who's he going to play? Probably Captain Pollard.
Yeah, actually, I'm seeing another thing on here that says 2015. So, like, this movie could have been out for a good while. Once I look at it for 2 seconds. I'm not sure how long it's been out, but definitely something to see. Now, did you say you had a connection story or a love story? Or am I going to end us on like a little lighthearted kind of embarrassing story since I didn't do that this week?
Yeah, I mean, if you have one.
I do. I think it's a really cute one, kind of.
Yeah.
It's not a love story. It's an embarrassing one. It's like but it's really cute, I think.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So this is from Luther Van Boss on Reddit. This is an Ask Reddit about the embarrassing moments. And Luther Van Boss says, I got my first iPhone about 7 or 8 years ago. It was the first 4, I think. The first one to have Siri. Anywho, I was listening to a lot of hip hop at the time, and the phrase I chose to say to Siri was, I love it when you call me Big Papa. You know, the Notorious B.I.G. song. We know. Siri asked me if I wanted her to call me Big Papa. Why the fuck not, I thought.
Oh, yes.
So this event totally left my memory until about 2 years later when I was looking for an email I'd sent from my phone. I found it and was horrified to learn that I had been signed off from Big Papa. Everything I had sent from my phone in those 2 years, including job-related emails and even applications, had been signed off from Big Papa.
Yes. That is brilliant. Well done, Apple.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It was good. I'm like, that would be just mortifying. And you know he's thinking back to every, like, especially those business-related emails that he sent out.
How could no one say...
Like, thanks, Big Papa.
Unless he was, like, up there in the company and, like, they were too afraid. They're like, yeah, he is Big Papa.
Or like, wow, this guy's a real egomaniac.
Or maybe it was, I like this guy's confidence.
Maybe, yeah.
Well done. Whoever hired him needs a raise. That's amazing. Nice. Good find.
Thank you. And is there anything I think we should go and end this on something that you're like grateful for, something good that's happened, something to keep us on an upbeat ending?
I'm going to have to think about this for a moment.
I have some.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So last month, you know that I joined that cult.
Which one?
You know, the Red Aspen one.
Yes.
Oh, shit. I said it. You know what? That's fine, though. I joined the cult. I own it. And you want to know why I own it?
Why?
Because last month, I was one of the top earners.
Were you really?
I was. I had some of the most in sales.
Congratulations.
My name, among many other names, is on a Facebook post.
Well done.
Thank you. It felt cool. Yeah, I got these lashes and these dashes and we're having a good time. And I did it my way.
Which is far superior.
Far superior, obviously.
Obviously, you're the top.
I'm the top. I mean, I'm not the top, but like, you know, whatever. I was
top.
Acknowledged.
Which is the point.
Which is, the point. I also happen to have made a pop-up for this podcast if any listeners were interested in trying Red Aspen products, because as I've mentioned before, they're something that I believe in. They have these beautiful nail dashes. I personally love the black ones because I'm a little dark and twisty. And also fancy lady lashes, which keep me from having to put on any other makeup, which is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. So if you, listener, would be interested in trying out some Red Aspen products, you can find the pop-up by typing in your little searchy bar, redaspenlove.com/party/sweating palms pod. So there's that. Also, I joined the Bob's Burgers fan club on Facebook.
Well done.
And it is one of the only things that's bringing me joy
in
during
these dark
the day.
times.
Yes.
That's awesome. I think my positive thing will actually be that the episode of Bob's Burgers that we watched today had me in tears.
Literal
from one
tears.
line.
He loves Bob's Burgers too. I'm so happy. Remember a couple months ago when you were like, I don't really think it's that funny.
Yeah, I maybe it was too quick to judge.
I'm sorry. Did you just tell me that you were wrong?
Hey, I'm good at admitting when I'm wrong. It's you who has the problem.
I don't think I've ever been wrong.
Right. That's my point.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure. It will be an interesting day when it happens.
I'm going to document it.
Oh, please don't. That'll be my embarrassing story forever. So is there anything else that you want to add before we sign out?
No, I've had a good time.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. You can search for the Sweating Palms podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I'll get good at this someday. Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Sweating Palms Pod or on Twitter at sweating_palms. Yeah, I think that's it. I did it.
Good work.
It only took a couple. We won't tell them how many times it really took.
Yeah, no, well, that'll be our little secret.
Oh, yeah. But wait, there's more. This podcasting thing has been a little more expensive than maybe we thought. And so if you thought that maybe you would like to support us in any way, we also, or like you support us by listening. Thank you. We appreciate that immensely. But if you would like to go farther in your support and get access to premium content, you can visit our Patreon, and that is Sweating Palms Pod. So that would be patreon.com/Sweating Palms Pod. And we appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Have a great day, night, whatever time you're listening to this.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.